Welcome to another edition of Reverse the Verse. Everybody else is really quiet, but we're here.
Hey everybody, let's start citizen some stuff.
Sandy's back.
Hi!
Yes.
Where am I looking?
Up here.
I am.
We have the chat on the RSI site, and then we have the Twitch chat over here. And then in a little bit, we will have Randy come down and answer some of y'all's questions that you put in the forum, as well as in the chat as well. What's up? How's it going?
Great.
Everybody's so quiet.
It's been a busy week. I think we're all a little bit tired at this point, but we have a lot of stuff coming for you guys later today. I know the question everybody's asking is when is the Starliner sale going up? When is the Starliner sale going up?
When is the Starliner sale going up?
That's a very good question. It's probably going to be later in the evening today, evening Pacific U.S. time. We're pulling together the last set of assets now. The beauty renders that's where Alyssa is right now. She's chasing down our guys doing the beauty renders, making sure they deliver the last set of them, but it's looking really cool. They've got a very nice website that Turbulent has set up for it. We're providing all sorts of background material. We're going to talk about Tony's design for kind of civilian transporters and all sorts of things he's gamified in them. You're going to see what a flight attendant looks like, what different liveries for the ship look like, what one of the first class cabins. It's all cool stuff. Ryan Archer did blueprints and another document that I'm not going to spoil right now. We basically did a lot of fun stuff for this one, and really proud of it. Later today.
How'd y'all like that white box segment in ATV yesterday?
Yeah, whoever came up with the idea for that one is really a good Ben.
Oh boy, that wasn't subtle at all.
You could have just said I did it. It was me.
Sandy, they're asking you how was your visit to set?
In London? Yeah,
Yeah.
It was great. It was awesome. I did the combination of working and EPK and a couple of little sneak peek updates for you guys. So I was all sorts of people.
How are our displaced countrymen, Dave, Haddock, and Chris, and everybody? How are they holding up?
Dave's looking a little tired, like he needs a holiday. And he's grown accustomed to the pub drinking. No, a little bit of it. No, they're really good. I think they'll be looking forward to coming home with it. It's been quite a while.
We'll certainly be looking forward to having them back.
Any more mouse pads coming? There are mouse pads in the store.
Yes.
Oh yes, we had Allie can tell you about it.
We found some leftover stock in our warehouse, so there's some random Star Citizen merchandise back in the store. So grab it while you can.
What kind of merchandise are we talking about here?
We found
There.
random merchandise.
There's
random.
the polo shirts that we did a couple years back, the original T-shirts, 2 different mouse pad styles. So.
By the way, that factory must be like some sort of amazing cave, because like every 6 months or so we'll get an email from the guy who runs it, and he says, "Oh, I just found another 300 mouse pads."
And one Ark of the Covenant.
So when they find stuff, we put it up on the site, and there was just a big pile. So
Yeah, and if you guys checked our Instagram account, Alexis was awesome and provided us a picture of the new water bottles. Do we still have one around here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the coffee mug.
Oh yeah, the coffee mug. That's what it. Well, coffee mug. That's what it is. Sorry.
Travel bug.
You can use it for whatever liquid you
Will's
want.
watching.
Will Lewis?
Yeah, Will's watching.
Hi, Will.
Will, is that Will Lewis?
Yeah.
He's watching. He's texting me.
It's his birthday. Also.
Happy birthday,
so happy
Will.
birthday,
Happy birthday,
Will Lewis.
It was really awesome
Hey.
seeing you
Yeah.
at E3.
Yeah, well, when we were at E3 last week, Will was very kind. He showed us the game he's working on now, World War Toons, with the full VR setup. It's very cool.
Very cool.
We got to skip the line to try out the Morpheus, which was always really cool, and you feel like a VIP.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Will. Happy birthday. We're really glad to know that you're out there and
And happy.
still with us in spirit.
Yes.
Travel mugs. Here's a travel mug.
Yay.
We're doing little
Oh.
drum ones.
You gotta show the top bit.
Oh,
Yes, there's a little detail on the
Yeah.
top.
okay.
Ugh. Oh, it's upside down. Oh, it's always something. Jenny, come on.
Yeah.
You guys see it. There it is. Look. Oh, it's so cool. Okay. Ta-da. Okay.
So those should be available for sale next week.
So get ready to transport some liquids. We should co-sell them with the Starfarer.
HOTAS. We're hoping to make a HOTAS announcement at Gamescom.
But we can say I think that it's looking very cool.
It is looking very cool.
And you know, it's a business arrangement, so we can't tell you everything we know right now, and that frustrates us too. But it's worth the wait, and we're very happy right now. And we think you will be too.
Woo. Let's see. All right, let's get some questions coming into the chats right now so that we can keep this going. Till then,
Someone's asking if there's a price for the mug yet. Do we know that, or is it still TBD?
$19 including shipping.
$19 including shipping.
ta-da! That's pretty cheap for that nice
It
mug.
costs quite a bit to ship because it's like not light.
Yeah.
It is a heavy-duty mug.
Do we want to talk about the sneak peek this week? From
Uh,
ATV?
I'm trying to remember what it was. Merlin HUD. You guys probably heard the rumors, which probably aren't even rumors because we've said this. The Merlin is one of the next ships that'll be flyable in AC. Vandal Scythe and Merlin. So that's the HUD, just showing some of the work we are doing to make it stand out. Merlin's looking really good. I know Lisa showed some of the most recent stuff on ShipShape a couple weeks ago. That's pretty much the final look, but we're doing all the little details, damage states, UV coating, other stuff, and you guys will be flying it in the future.
Yeah, you can't walk past Dan Kaminsky's desk without him showing you the materials of the Merlin,
He likes medals.
even if you've seen them several times. He's very proud of it. It looks amazing.
Dan is the best.
I see someone ask, where's Alyssa? Alyssa is wrangling assets for our Starliner posts this afternoon. So if you're an artist who owes us some material, or a designer who owes us some material, watch out.
I found somebody.
People.
Hey!
In 30 seconds, I'll lose my mind.
Here, come scoot up and read
Oh,
the,
no, it's alright.
read the
I'm not getting
chat.
it back.
Well, you can you,
Hey,
can
you
you read the
guys,
chat
you
from
gotta
there?
speak up then. You gotta speak up.
Okay, cool.
Let's here we go.
Guys, it's Mr. Aaron Roberts. Please direct all your questions to him.
Lovely.
Oh my gosh, here it comes.
The 30 seconds
I'm waiting
behind.
for questions here. Yeah, I'm in from the UK, travelling around. Been in LA this week, and I'm going over to Austin next week. And we're basically just working on lots of awesome plans for Gamescom, and so basically it's kind of fun being here and stuff.
It's like you guys traded offices for a little bit.
That's right, yeah. Chris is over in the UK, I'm over here. We're sort of taking turns. So
What's it like being head of Foundry 42?
it is. It's good. Yeah. Now it's basically just still building the team up. So it's been about a year and a half now. So we've gone from 12 guys to 120 now in
Wow.
the UK office. So we've got a bunch of cool Squadron 42 stuff we're working on. We've been supporting the shoot down in London, and of course also we do work on the arena command and stuff like that as well. So but the Squadron 42 side, we've got all the levels. We've got like playthroughs of all the levels in terms of in sort of grey box sort of like formats you can run through and do stuff and things. And obviously we've still got a bunch of technology stuff we're working on to get in terms of like refining, getting the AI up and running and refining that. But in fact, some of the visual side on the stuff we're doing is actually pretty cool, and some of the environments and stuff. So it's going really well.
Let's see.
Are the UK people as crazy about this game as the people in the US?
In terms of Squadron 42 and Star Citizen, yeah, no, it's big in England and Germany as well. Is actually has always been a really great place for games I worked on, like Wing Commander with Chris and all those kind of stuff as well in this game, definitely.
What has been the most challenging in Squadron 42 development so far?
We are building huge locations, so we're building locations which are 6 kilometers large. We have external stuff to build for that. It's internal. You can go anywhere. We've got the huge capital ships we're building, so you can actually live, walk around, and on the different capital ships. And so there's a massive amount of work going into the game for that. So that's pretty challenging. And of course, you've got all the technology. The big world stuff. We're building big world maps right now. It's really cool. We need that for obviously Star Citizen and obviously Squadron 42 as well. That kind of level, and then just making the engine work with both space and FPS at the same time is a large challenge which we're getting through.
Can you talk about co-op in Squadron 42?
And Squadron 42 will be single player experience for the story because we want a strong narrative story. But we will have co-op modes that we'll bring in where you'll be able to play on the map with your friends and to achieve objectives in that.
Folks are asking if we're planning to release Squadron 42 as final or if they're going to go through the whole testing process like they do with AC.
I think the plan for Squadron 42 right now, subject to change as everything we do here,
we can't highlight that strongly enough.
is basically that we kind of for Squadron 42 we are at the moment want to give it to you guys as final as possible. Because we don't want to have a broken experience because we feel the story is really strong, and so we basically want to have a really sort of strong experience for you guys. So although we may well have a sort of a public test towards the end when we feel like it's a very strong beta, at the moment we're not going to release it in sort of a broken state. So we want to give that to you, and so you guys get it right, really enjoy the story and the game.
Will there be an offline mode in Squadron 42?
Yes, you can play Squadron 42 absolutely offline. You will not have to log on. That's one of the things we committed to, and just to ensure you guys know, you do not have to be logged in to play Squadron 42.
That's always nice to hear.
I get asked this question a lot, actually. I don't know the current answer. How many people total are working on Squadron 42, or Squadron 42 or Star Citizen right now?
On Star Citizen altogether?
Yeah.
500 probably, including outsourcers, yeah. But internally, I think we have about 300 employees. So I'm working on a lot of different areas. So obviously, we're working on the FPS. We're working on the Persistent Universe. We're working on Squadron 42. We're working on Arena Commander. So all the different sort of elements you're seeing in terms of what we're working on. There's lots of different people working on different stuff, and so when one element comes in or is slightly delayed or whatever, it's actually all the other elements are still being worked on the side. And the whole company isn't just focused on one thing at any one time. There's just lots of different stuff going on, and obviously that has its that's obviously difficult in a way because you're working with lots of different people from lots of different locations, but it also means that we can get on with a lot of different stuff and things. And then of course we're working on a bunch of technology in the background to make it all come together.
Who's a better pilot, you or Chris?
I don't know. Last time I played him, I think I took him out. But basically, I'll have to do a one-on-one at some point.
We will have to set that up for you guys.
Definitely.
You'll see some new faces in the back. That's Ricky Jetley. If you've ever watched ATV, you've seen Ricky Jetley before. And there's a new face to us here. This is Tom Johnson. Right?
Hi guys. Yeah.
Yep.
So Tom is basically the producer in charge of Squadron 42, so he helps put it together for a bunch of guys there, and Ricky is the producer in charge of the Arena Commander stuff. And so we're all here just having a bunch of meetings, and we also had Jason Hutchins over with us here at the moment, and he's basically working with us on putting together a bit of a meet. We're getting everything together just to work out structural plans going forward for the organisation, and just making sure we just keep on improving the communication.
See.
Tom and Ricky, hi.
If you guys have questions for any of them,
Yeah, let's just get
Question
some
away.
good questions going.
I always say Ricky hi.
They were complimenting you on ATV.
Oh, thank you very much.
There you go.
It's a pleasure to be on.
I've heard a lot about the Shubin Station. Any other large locations in Squadron 42 I haven't heard about? Anything you can tease them on? Anything that we can...
I mean, a lot of the game takes place on your capital ship.
It's still on.
So we have that. So there'll be a lot of stuff on ship space, but we have a lot of different locations that you go and visit, and it's based around a large area of space. But I obviously don't go into too many details. But there will be other locations that you'll visit, and a lot of other stuff going on as well.
It's safe to say that there's going to be lots of large locations.
Yeah, it's not. We one thing we don't do well is make it small. So Squadron 42 is basically the guys just love doing this sort of stuff. So we've got a lot of cool locations and stuff like that. But we actually are building a lot of the assets in a way that actually we can reuse a lot of stuff as well. So we can actually create the content to make it happen.
Awesome.
As well. But we're going all out on this one. It's going to be, I think, a pretty special experience.
Let's see. Anything?
We need some more Ricky questions, man.
We need some more Ricky questions. Let's see.
How long are you staying here, Ricky?
So I'll actually be around for a few months, to be honest. Going to be obviously working with the guys here on Arena Commander, and yeah, it's just going to be a lot more face-to-face time with the LA team as well. Still have a lot of contact with the UK team, so I've been kind of getting up at maybe like 4:30, not quite acclimatized at the time yet, but I get to have a good sync with the guys in the UK, as well as the nice little jump there from Steve.
A wild toast appears.
But I get to have a good sync with the guys in the UK with those hours, and then obviously work with these guys here. So look forward to staying here.
Ricky will be going back and forth a lot to the UK and here and so forth and things. So.
I think Ricky is being modest about one thing. I know from the last couple months he does not sleep at all. He's the one person in this company that no matter what time of day it is, you say, "Oh, loop in Ricky," and he will be there.
Hate sleep.
What about you, Tom?
What's up?
How long are you here for?
Sunday, me and Aaron are heading to Austin for a couple of days, and then I'm
Oh, I have to turn
heading
the
back
modules
on
on.
Wednesday back to the UK.
So you can see both of the US studios.
Yeah.
Ah.
Just gonna sort of catch up with the
Where?
guys working over on the PE there,
This guy?
Yeah.
and
Catch up
then
on
head
those.
back to base.
This one? Or time him out?
And then
How is it?
probably heading over to the I'll be heading over to the Frankfurt studio as well, probably about a couple of weeks' time.
World tour.
That's right, going everywhere.
You going with him, Tom? You staying?
Frankfurt, no, I'm actually going on vacation.
Oh.
Yeah,
The opposite.
we don't allow that usually.
Will Chelsea say something on our TV?
Nailed it.
Any updates on when the Idris might be ready for hangars?
The Idris is an interesting one for us because it is a ship that's well used in Squadron 42, and so it's easy to say this. It looks awesome, by the way, but and we do not work on it. But we're making a decision on when that goes hangar ready because it is a Squadron 42 ship. Then we will make a decision on whether it goes. It'll be ready to go live probably before Squadron 42 comes out, but whether we release it before Squadron 42 will be an interesting question.
Will the Genesis make an appearance in Squadron 42?
The Genesis now on the.
That's the Starliner. The
Sorry. Yes.
ship.
Okay. There is no plan for it now. No, not as a flyable ship.
Let's see. Go back to these questions.
Which system in Squadron 42 is your most favorite?
Well, that's just trying to get him to.
Yeah, see, that's
systems
the
are in
thing.
Squadron
All of
42.
these questions that they're asking are things that we want to hide.
It's a brilliantly worded question.
It's difficult. I'm like going through these and I'm like, I don't think that we want to say the answer to that one. I don't know if we want to say that.
5 points to that.
What is your ATM
France.
code?
It's France system.
Will there be any marine planetary combat in Squadron 42?
There will definitely be marine combat.
Gotcha that one. There you go.
Someone's asking about Comic-Con plans. Yes, several of us will be at Comic-Con. We've got a panel on Sunday that will have Chris, Sandy, Dave Haddock, myself, and David Swafford, I believe. We'll be talking about the entire Star Citizen experience. So if you're at Comic-Con, come to that. I mean, it's at the very end of the show, so we'll send you off nicely, I guess. We'll have some cool stuff to show. We will talk Star Citizen, answer your questions. I think it's a lot of our first time going to Comic-Con. We're hoping it's going to be fun. It's not her
great.
first time.
I go every year. It's amazing.
So there's a question about the actors in Squadron 42 there I saw. We will obviously be announcing it at some point, but we will be, I'm sure, and that and stuff. But yeah, obviously right now we're playing that quite close to our chest because we're very excited about the people we've worked with, and we want to obviously make make a big deal with it with you guys later on.
Will character creation be in place for Squadron 42, or will that come later?
It will be in place for Squadron 42, yes. It depends. The first level of it definitely will be, and maybe a lot of the customization and so forth. Because Squadron 42 is you're basically in the military, so you don't really get to customize what you wear so much, which is obviously more for the PU side, which will have that stuff working, that technology working as well. But it'll be more about the way you look and so forth and things. And we're working with we're doing a bunch of tech work on that in the UK now. Obviously taking a lot of scans we use from the shoot and from other stuff, and we take a lot of, and we basically use that stuff to so we can create a lot of different images, but at high quality. And faces and stuff.
That's awesome. Let's see.
There's a cast question we might be able to answer. Aaron, do you appear in Squadron 42?
Nope. I much prefer to stay out of anything like that. So I have absolutely no want or wish to involve myself in any form of acting, or even my face or anything. They tried to get me to scan my face, and I refused.
But Sandy here does, of course.
Yeah, Sandy, you should tell us about how intense that process was to get your face scanned and all of that.
Yeah, what's it like acting without a set?
Yeah, I mean, it's like being 5. There's nothing to play with except wood and, well, there was joysticks.
So it was
and
mouse
goggles.
You hear that? Joysticks, not mice.
There was not a mouse in sight. So, for all the joystick users. Facial scanning was kind of fun. I think I posted it where I had to make like 80-something faces. Everything from making your lips go this way and that way, and your eyes go in different directions to frown, the usual frowning, happy, angry, depressed, all those things.
I know you posted a picture of that on your Facebook, and then I saw Reddit took it and made this terrifying animated GIF where you're just rapidly
that was quite
facial
scary. I
expressions.
did see that. Of course, we knew they were going to turn it into a GIF. So yeah, the facial scanning was pretty. It was pretty easy. The headset that you wear is a little uncomfortable after a few hours because it kind of presses into the side of your head, and then you have these lights that shine in your face, which is kind of interesting. And then there's these black dots that go all over your face that the camera picks up, which they're not so bothersome. It's more the headset with the.
And then do you have to play off another actor who also has a ridiculous thing in their face, and you pretend
so
it's not there?
You can't hug them or kind of get too close to them because you bang your headset against them. It's like being a giraffe or something, or something with a.
How far does it actually stick out?
It's about.
Oh, okay.
2 feet or so.
Interesting.
So there's your headline today: No hugging in Squadron 42.
Well, high-fiving's hard too because you get your little markers stuck, so your hands get stuck together.
Someone's asking, will Squadron 42 have VR support?
Yeah, I know. I mean, all of Squadron 42 and obviously Star Citizen will.
Before it's released?
What? Sorry?
Before it's released?
When it's released.
When it's
That's
released?
Squadron 42, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it probably will have support before it's released, but no one will be able to play it because it won't be released.
Where's Alyssa?
Alyssa is going to Gamescom.
Yeah, I know. Where is she? Oh, she's
Oh,
wrangling.
wrangling,
Starliner
yeah.
stuff.
Somebody asked.
Aaron, where is your beard?
I had a shave today. It's the first time I've shaved in a week. I actually had time.
There you go.
Actually, you are the only person without a beard.
All right. Oh, look who it is!
Hey.
It's our favorite Randy.
Hey,
How's it going? All right. I think.
you're officially a star after the segment you did on the
Yeah.
Starliner.
There's only Randy here, so I guess that makes me a star.
But you're also our favorite Randy.
Oh,
You were
nice.
definitely
By
right.
default.
Just take it. Just take the compliment.
I'm reading all these sort of questions about the storyline of Squadron 42, which unfortunately I'm not really going to answer.
Yeah, it's difficult.
But needs to say, it's going to be it's a pretty big epic story, so it's pretty cool.
Josh had a question for Tralexis. Are the new mouse pads shipping immediately, or are they waiting? They are shipping immediately. It's new old stock.
New old
stuff.
And if you guys have questions for Randy about the Starliner, we can't answer everything before the sale goes live in a couple or several hours, but we will do our best.
Let's see. All right.
Right, I'm gonna have to answer some more emails. I'll be back.
Where was the other thread I had open? Here. What are we looking at? Sorry.
Any other questions?
Oh, there's plenty of questions. It's just which one can we answer?
I think there's one about the Vandal there, and the Vandal.
Will there be a luxury version of the Starliner? Yes.
So one of the things we're talking about with Starliner is there's it's pretty modular inside. So we're going to show you like different kinds of seats. You'll see one of the luxury cabins. If people want to configure it as having a limited number of luxury cabins, that's cool. If you want to fill it with people like a modern what's not business class, human class, regular economy class airliner, you can fit more NPCs in there, but they'll be less happy, and that matters. You'll find out why that matters hopefully a little bit later today. But yes, plenty of seating options depending on the ship you want to make.
Is there going to be a freight variant that could be even more customizable? Like if you could rip out the seats and, et cetera?
Yeah, we've mocked that up. We've looked at all sorts of different variants, and you'll hear about a couple of our ideas tonight.
What were you saying about the Vandal, Aaron?
Oh, I was just going to say that there was a question about do the Vandal have manufacturers? The Vandal, as a race, they work very differently to humanity. So their ships are basically created from just pulled from parts and very sort of like kit bashed together in that sort of way. So they don't really have manufacturers. They sort of go through planets, destroy them, take all the resources, and then they kind of put their stuff together in that sort of way. But there isn't like a sort of a proper production line, that kind of stuff and so forth. There isn't different sort of manufacturers in the Vandal.
People were asking about escape pods.
So, we haven't released any information on escape pods and a lot of safety features yet, but very soon we'll be actually talking about more of the safety features beyond, not for just Starliner, but for ships in general. So stay tuned for that.
There you go. Let's see. Oh, somebody was asking about if you had your hot tub and then you turned the gravity off inside of your ship, what would happen?
I imagine fun times.
Multi-crew.
That seems like one of those.
You actually, but we actually are working on tech to support that. So
I could see someone just trolling like other people, like they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys want me in the hot tub? Fine, gravity off. What?"
This game is insane. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. All right, what else can we ask?
Someone says, have we had the obligatory Caterpillar update? No update on the Caterpillar or the Banner Merchantman, although if you check out the forums, the big threads for both of them, I posted a couple of older roughs that I dug up. They're not new images, but they're the same concept model you've seen before, but in a couple different poses. Check them out. We will let you know as soon as we have a technical designer and engine artist on those ships.
Do it. Say something.
Yeah, no, the casino. I like the idea of the casino variant. I hadn't originally planned it, but as you saw, one of the variants I messed with, I had like a couple of bars and stuff set up, so it wouldn't be hard, I guess, to convert that over. And there's tables so people can play cards, but I didn't think of a full casino. That'd be an awesome little party bus.
How long will the Starliner sale be?
It'll be one of our standard sales, so it's Friday to the following Monday, so you'll have a week and a couple days.
Does the economy class version have a fourth deck?
So they all have the same basic layout, and we change what's in them depending on the role. So same number of decks regardless of the version. It's just what goes where will change.
Nobody's going to be flooded in Titanic scenarios anyway, so we're all good.
Kayla's head is waiting.
Gambling mini games, yes
Even if it fills
please.
with water, somehow you're still
Pointy
in space.
fingers.
Huh?
Pointy fingers.
How many docking ports does the Starliner have? Do we know?
I'm looking at, I guess, 3 right now, but that could change.
What, three? Do you guys do it with the pinky or just the 3 in the center?
I don't think there's an accepted 3 standard. It's not like
I
2.
was always taught 1,
You
2,
could-
3,
people-
4, 5.
People could also do this though too. Like in
I
some
don't know.
cultures, they count with the thumb first, and then we go from there.
Oh, that's
I've never seen anybody do 3 with their pinky.
like that?
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
That's kind of hard.
I
Hey,
don't.
look, we managed to take things off track.
Squirrel.
Welcome to Reverse the Verse. All right. Hello, Tiberius. How are you doing? Okay.
What else can you not tell us, Aaron?
Yeah.
The question's going back. Because
It's-
I say
Yeah.
fast, I'm like, just trying to read one and just like,
Does the Starliner require external structures for boarding and loading?
That is still being designed. We have some thoughts. We have some designs in place. So we'll let you guys know as soon as we know.
Although I think you're going to see some typical concepts of airport style moving stairs and such in the sale later today.
You guys are working on the large world map, right?
We're working on a large world map. It is pretty impressive. I think we did a test on it the other day, and it's the map can be any size, but we're basically we did a test, and just the map we're working on. If you fly from one side of it to the other, it takes 2 hours. So to give you an idea of how large that map is. So obviously, which means that we need to get in, basically the ability to travel fast in those maps. So we're working on that kind of stuff as well and putting stuff together. But this is some of the kind of really exciting stuff. We plan to show you guys at Gamescom.
Yes, the Starliner will be able to land.
Do you have a checkpoint save or a quick save system in Squadron 42?
Yes, we will have. You will be able to save, a number of locations. Whether you can save absolutely where you want to is a different matter. But we'll stuff that there basically will be a checkpoint sort of system in place definitely. And whether we do more than that, we haven't decided. But the checkpoint stuff always works now.
Takes the whole trip.
Cool.
He's the only one that wants to eat it.
That was a garbage.
So I see a question about Starliner taking off. It actually has landing skids. So basically it would be more VTOL. So it comes in, drops down, and then it would take off in an atmosphere.
And I just saw a question about will the Vandal board UE ships, and I can tell you categorically they will.
With force.
But they're friendly, right?
Is there a friendly Vandal?
It's diplomatic missions, correct?
James, I know I told you to avoid Squadron 42 spoilers, but whether or not the Vandal are friendly is one you can know.
Let's hope so. What do Vandal kids do for fun?
Eat human kids, I believe.
I was just gonna say eat people.
Yeah, but I went with eat children, which is
Don't eat people.
Yeah, they took it a step beyond.
I like eat children better. Children are gross.
Well,
Wow.
children are gross. Dash Star Citizen. Nailed it.
For the limited co-op in Squadron 42, is it 2 people, 4 people?
No, we want you to fly with a large wing. So basically, we were basically the reason we're doing it this way as well is we talked about putting multiplayer in Squadron 42 a while back, but there was a couple of reasons we didn't. Is in terms of as part of the story arc, is because number one is it leads you can't do a strong storyline because you've got to worry about where everybody else is and what they're doing in the story. We want to have a very good character and stuff. And secondly, if you do multiplayer, but you can do it multiplayer. We did multiplayer through when we worked on. It's bad when you work on a game. I can't remember what it was. It was when I was a DA, but we did like 4-player multiplayer all the way through. And this is how bad it gets when you get to my age. What was that to do? What did we do? It was
It's the memory squint
Lancer,
too.
thank you, Ben. Yes. How bad is that? So Star Lancer, we basically actually put in a full player multi things. You can actually play full player through the sort of campaign stuff, but it makes it harder to do a strong storyline. So Squadron 42 want to have a strong storyline, tell a really good story, and also we want you to be able to play it offline and all these other sort of things and stuff. So we did that. But then because of that, we can take a bunch of the scenarios in the game, create them into sort of like big one-off scenarios and have a bunch of guys actually fly together and play it together. So you're not so worried about the storyline is there, but you can have a massive cooperative. You can use the settings in Squadron 42 and have big cooperative setting. Battles going on within the multiplayer. So that's what we plan to release. That stuff will probably come out just after we get because we're concentrating on the single-player campaign, but then we plan then to release some multiplayer content after that for everyone to play.
It's like an info dump in my brain right now. Wow. Okay.
Does Crusader Industries have a logo done yet?
That's a very good question. Yeah, the Crusader logo, it should arrive a little bit later today. I think Chris gave his sign off at like 3 a.m. this morning. So we're busy fancying it up.
There's a question about Squadron 42 there about when you play the game, you will, depending on how you play Squadron 42, and when you come out the other end, there will be effects, there will be stuff you'll take from Squadron 42 into the PU. And also, if you decide that you want to just go straight into the PU, but you haven't played Squadron 42, we are going to allow you to go back and play Squadron 42, with the same character. But what will happen what will allow you still to go and gain stuff from Squadron 42, but you will not, your alignments and the way your reputation is in the PU will not change from what you do in Squadron 42. But you will still be able to, if you wanted to say, I want to get to the PU, I want to play lots of stuff, and then you say, right, I'm going to play Squadron 42, then you go to play Squadron 42, and you'll be able to gain stuff from there as well.
Jason!
Someone asked if you're allowed to replay Squadron 42 repeatedly. I think I can probably answer this without Aaron. Yes, you can play it as many times as you want. You won't necessarily bring things into the persistent universe again and again, but we will not prevent you from playing the game.
No, you can play it a number of times. I just saw a question whether my brother is British. He was born in Redwood City in just outside of San Francisco. So that makes him very American, although he lived in Britain for about 18 years after that. My mother's American and my father's British, which I guess means that Chris's mother's American and his father's British as well.
I would hope so. Jason!
Me!
How you doing?
I'm good.
How's your day so far?
It's busy.
Busy.
But I wanted to say hi to the fans. Hi, fans.
Hi, Jason.
Well, we saw the
Hi,
Jason
Jason.
hype comments earlier. For sure. What would you name your retaliator?
My retaliator.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's probably something very cliche, knowing me. So I haven't really thought about it yet. But the I think there was a question about what's your favourite ship. The Retaliator is my favourite ship in the game.
There you go.
Sup?
It flies so
Nice.
quickly.
I like the JSON comment. That's good stuff. You know how confused I get working with engineers? I think they're talking about me half the time.
Can you talk a little bit about the PU stuff and the progress so far?
Stuff is a lot to talk about. Yeah, so the thing that we're doing in Austin, which I'm really excited about, is we're making Stanton, the star system, kind of our gold standard, where we're fleshing it out as much as we possibly can with a lot of details about everything in the solar system, what's interesting about it, like what's happening with each planet, with each moon, you know, like what's going to be in there for man, my train of thought just crashed. Anyway, that's what we're doing. We're fleshing out all that information, and what we're going to do with that is kind of see how long that takes to actually develop everything, and then that'll give us an idea of how long it's going to take to make other star systems too. Because right now we don't know all of the data we need to put together to make like a system. So we're doing that with Stanton first, and that's fun. So hopefully we'll be able to show some interesting stuff to you guys pretty soon.
I know that the stuff that I saw when I was working in the Austin office was always really, really cool. I had a fun time going around and just poking the artists and seeing what they're working on.
Kinslayer asked about any more Vanguard information. We do not have any Vanguard information today, but I can tell you that Gurmak is currently working on the variants, and actually he's working on the interior right now and is about to kick off the artwork for the variants. We will share with you a little bit further down the road. Although if you are, if you have Jump Point, if you read the last Jump Point, there's an early render of the back of the cabin.
It's like an all-star day here on Reverse the Verse, you guys.
Yeah, I think I saw a question about ship skins there. So one issue ship skins is so the new damage tech stuff we put in is also the way we build ships and so forth. With the new way we're doing the ships, will allow us to actually now also incorporate starting to work on skins and also allowing players to customize their ships. So we're gonna. That's one of the things. Actually, one of the things that I've been talking about here with the guys in terms of getting a bunch of that stuff going and hopefully out to you guys as soon as possible. That was quiet.
Someone asked about the sneak peek from ATV. It is the Merlin UI, which is in development right now because it's one of our next flyable ships.
How is the sound design coming along?
We are so WWise is now in the new stream, and so what the guys are working really hard on is getting all the Fmod sound effects back to the way that we want them for the WWise stuff. And so that'll be really good, and they'll give us stuff, but it's coming really well. The audio guys are actually awesome. They just literally, they just get on with stuff, you know, and you know, just working on and have loads of ideas how to improve the audio. But right now we want to get back to the standard we had before the changes, and then we're going to go and start increasing a bunch of stuff. But we have a bunch of different audio in terms of, you know, how we're going to place audio around, actually putting real-time echo into the game. A lot of really cool ideas of how we're going to do stuff.
That question came from user Lee Banyard.
Well, let me ask a question. Zane, what are you working on right now?
Everything.
Zane,
Working on the UI that was showing off.
I'm going to head off.
Okay.
See you guys.
Bye,
Bye,
Aaron.
Aaron.
Thank you so much for your time.
Alright.
It's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, so that is the Merlin UI. Basically implementing it. And it's really down to the wire. I'll be working both days this weekend, trying to get that in by the time it needs to be done. So.
That does not mean the Merlin is coming out next
Yeah.
week. It's an internal goal. We're not publishing it next week.
Yeah, just because Zane is done doesn't mean we have to you know, test it or anything.
Yeah, and all that other stuff, of course.
What have you
But,
been
yeah.
doing this whole episode?
Merlin UI is beautiful, by the way. I'm just agreeing with is that
Oh, they haven't seen the in-situation mock-ups though.
Yeah, like the actual, like doing the setup on that, like as it comes together, it's gonna be even better than what those screens show.
I think we're gonna have to do another deep dive with you over the Merlin UI.
I don't know if it needs a deep dive because it's just pretty. Just show them another picture.
You
The
saw-
in situ pictures are beautiful.
Did you see the thing that we did with him
Yeah, it
with
was
the
great.
scythe UI? Yeah.
Oh god,
Yeah,
Scythe
that's
UI.
awesome.
By the way, I wouldn't consider that my best work. But
Just
It's
everything
cool.
he touches is so good. You know?
well,
It's
So
still
that's
better
aggressive.
than anyone else in the industry.
I bet you that's what makes you so great, though, is the fact that everything that you do, you're just not like satisfied with. On
I'm never.
Yeah. See, there you
That
go.
is the curse of the artist.
Absolutely.
Because the longer you work on something, the more you hate it.
I thought the animation part turned out pretty good, but maybe the design could have been better. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's beautiful.
And if
So-
there's
Oh,
not
thank you.
enough, someone totally called it on one of the chats there. I was thinking this in the back of my head. If it's not enough for a deep dive, then I'll probably be hitting you up with some cool images or stories that you might
Hmm.
have.
You can
We're
have
also-
him on ShipShape.
We're also
Not on
working
ShipShape,
There you
that's
go.
true.
on ways to improve interaction. Right now, interaction with the HUD is very cumbersome. You have to use the home key, which basically you take your hand away from, the WASD keys, interact, and then if you want to finish and go back, you have to press it again, and it's very cumbersome. So we're coming up with some new control schemes to improve that and make the interaction with the UI much more fluid and seamless with interacting with physical controls. So the same way you interact with physical controls is the same way you interact with UI on displays and so forth. So that's one thing we're actually about to start prototyping, is improving that whole thing and making it much more fluid. Yeah.
You can always do a HUD subscriber gallery. That'd be kind of fun. Once you have all of them set up.
Just to confirm real quick, so I saw a question about it. The Crucible and the Endeavor concepts are still being worked on. Even though it's just, pictures, the concept art stage, there's still a lot of back and forth to make sure that it's everything we want the ship to be. So those are, we've been actively making progress.
So, because I'm also seeing a handful of questions from people about just Merlin performance. Expect it to handle comparably to an M50, exact top speed. That's still getting some tuning as we get it all flyable. All its boost and its handling, but it's going to be around an M50 in terms of general speed and performance. The biggest difference is going to be it's all fixed weapons on the Merlin with a custom centerline gun versus the M50, which has its two hard points and then the two single shot pistols.
By the way, some people, you analyze the UI that was shown off and you say, oh yeah, 230 at 75%, so it must be, no, I typed random numbers in there. So
Don't let them in on your secrets.
Yeah.
Random numbers.
So
Isn't that what everybody's been doing?
it just happened to be kind of maybe
in the right ballpark.
In the right ballpark, but no, it's
In Travis we thrust, I really hope that's a typo.
I don't think so.
Where is Travis? Can we get him down here?
So
Probably escaping people who are trying to thrust him.
The
That's why I
M50
think
mass
that-
and just general ship mass, a lot of that stuff is getting some revision as we get physically based damage online. A lot of stuff is getting updated with that, so a lot of the weird stats where it's like shield generators weighing 700 kilograms, guns not having good mass balance, ships not having a good mass balance. All of that's going to get an update when we get that new damage system in place.
Travis is hiding in the chat. Travis. Let's see.
We started some guys on the Herald this week, so that's cool. It still has a ways to go, and I'm still putting together a schedule on to even begin talking to these guys about when we might do anything with it. But we did put some resources back on it today, so
We do not have an update on the Avenger variants yet. Seen that one come by a couple times
Yeah,
now.
one more guest.
Ah. Here we go.
Come.
All right, let's get Travis and Chelsea
Travis.
in here.
Come on.
Yeah.
Fire question.
All right.
Yay!
Hello. FPS.
Trevor.
Okay, so I'll start it off. I saw a question earlier about whether or not there will be hand-to-hand combat in the FPS, and the answer is yes, there will be. Not in the initial release, but it is absolutely something. In the initial release, we're going to do butt strokes, so like the butt of the gun.
Star Citizen now with butt strokes.
Yeah. But later on, there will be a more complicated hand-to-hand system. Will stuff taking so long in the FPS netcode also? Yeah, so the FPS netcode changes should theoretically impact the Arena Commander as well. It should help to increase our player counts across the board. That's the goal. And so
They will, not they should.
they will. There we go. I like that. Let's see.
You have to wait a minute. I said the word butt, so we're gonna...
Yeah, there's a lot of butt going through here. So what are major blockers right now? Jason, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Major blockers on the FPS?
Yeah.
Really the big focus for us is the locomotion animations. There's a lot of things that we want to do to make things look realistic in both third person and feel good in first person. And this is much harder than you would think. So we're doing a lot of iteration. So that's on the animation side. On the network code side, there's some stuff I can talk about, but I think I want to let us get some written information out, and I think Ben is working on something for that for people.
Yeah, well, I can't take credit for that. Chris has a letter that he's been working on. It's been going back and forth in the between time zones for the last 36 hours or so. We're getting some assets together to put with that. Once we're happy with that, we're going to give you some more details on
But
exactly.
let me also just say that CryEngine has some network code challenges, and we are writing a lot of custom code in order to make that better, so that we can do things like get more players in one match, we can do better things with matchmaking, and a lot of that is really getting us to the point where we can do that. And I'm seeing Jason is not more PU producer. Yes, I am more PU producer, right? But it turns out that Persistent Universe is going to need servers and need network to work to get people to play together.
Did you tell everybody that?
Yeah.
First I've heard of it.
Yeah. So it's intimately related, right? And also, I'm putting more focus on the FPS module as well, because I also figured out, okay, I can't take all the credit for this, but we're probably going to be shooting people in the Persistent Universe with guns. So the way we do that in the FPS module has a lot to do with the Persistent Universe. So I'm putting more focus on that as well, so we can get that in a state where we're all happy with it.
Servers confirmed.
Yep.
This is a video game.
Pirate Wong. Well, I guess Pirate Wong is. If you guys have checked the store today, we have taken some of his booty.
Yes.
The factory in China has
that-
up a bunch of old stock. So we got some mouse pads and old shirts and stuff available again. So
I love that this
take that Wong.
this mysterious warehouse of his, where it's like, hey, I went walking in the It's like Warehouse 13. Did you ever watch that show?
I went to the warehouse. I know there were 700 mouse pads.
It's infinitely
Forgot about
extensible.
them.
Yeah, we're going to have an Ark of the Covenant.
I was just gonna say, yeah, we found the Ark of the Covenant too. Yeah. That's good.
What are we doing with it? We're making a video.
These questions are so fast.
Yeah, they are.
I can't read this
Yeah.
fast.
Can you put chat in slow mode?
It is actually.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, they'll repeat them.
Yeah, which is always the problem, though.
Why does the Starliner look similar to the Banu Merchantman early concepts?
Both spaceships, I guess.
Yeah, they're both spaceships. Yeah, exactly.
How many players are you anticipating per system in the PU?
Per star system.
Yes.
As many as we can get.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the more the merrier.
You know, it's funny. It's an interesting question, but it's not something that we said. You know, we expect that we're going to have 50 players, or we expect that we're going to have 100 players, right? We're doing this in such a way that the servers are going to be very scalable, right? So we want all players to be in kind of the same instance in a way that is geographically logical to the player, right? So we don't really have a target number, because what we're going to do is, as servers need to be bigger, they're going to get bigger, and as server handoff from server to server internally, behind the scenes, needs to change, that will change, right? We'll spin up, and spinning up is not even the right term anymore, right? Because we're going to be so cloud focused that it's just going to work. So there really isn't a target number, right? We're just get as many people in there as we possibly can. We're going to be limited, I think, more on what the client is able to display without going down to 4 frames a second or a frame every 4 seconds. So we're working on a lot of that too. So yeah, there's your non-answer.
Look, we got some fruit.
Yay! Fruit citizen.
Thank you to Clifford, aka Miku, for sending a fantastic fruit pod.
Thanks, Cliff.
Do you guys want to talk about this fruit, or?
Do you have anything to say about this fruit? What do you know about this fruit?
It looks delicious.
Yeah.
Did that come from Pirate One?
He found it in the back.
No, Pyro doesn't give stuff back. He just steals stuff.
Yes, one grenade can push another grenade around corners. Push another grenade. Oh, I was thinking person. Do we have grenade on grenade action? I don't think so. They're both physics entities. They should work.
Theoretically, you could time it so you throw them at each other.
Yeah, it should work.
In the sky.
For sure, dude.
Is anybody planning on playing a pirate in the PU? Yes, Alyssa is for sure. She talks about that all the time.
Yeah.
Good question is,
steal your ships.
when is she ever not a pirate?
Yeah.
That's a good point. I don't know if this has been said on reverse of verse, but I think it bears sharing. Alyssa got married in a pirate dress on the pirate ship in front of Treasure Island in Las Vegas. It was
True story,
amazing.
bro. True story.
I was there.
Johnny Depp officiated it.
That might not be.
No, but the guy who did
Johnny
was also
Depp.
dressed up as a pirate and reading it in pirate speak.
Never listen to anything James has to say.
That's true.
It's all lies and slander.
Someone wants to know if they can join your pirate guild.
Yes, you may, but you have to have a vandal ship.
That's fair.
All right, is it time?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it's
Why is
time.
the fruit here?
It's time to eat.
The fruit has arrived as a thank you present from Clifford, aka Miku, and I guess now is the appropriate time, if there ever was one, to say thank you guys very much for having me as part of the team here, and thank you to all of you guys for all the love and support over the years. And yes, the rumors are true. I am departing. But yeah, I really wish the team here absolutely grown to love you guys over the last 2 years, and I wish the community all the best, and I thank you guys for all your support, and it's been a real awesome ride. So thank you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Star Citizen come to fruition. It's a game that I've always wanted to play. It's a game that a lot of us have always wanted to play. Oh, you tearing up? Oh, you. It'll be fine. But no, so thank you very much to the community for making all this possible. I've absolutely loved the last 2 years and 2 months that I've had here, and it's been amazing. So thank you. And that's all.
Can you tell where you're going?
I love you guys too.
I want to say this is one of those situations where it's incredibly sad that they're leaving. I love these guys. It's been incredible working with you.
It's been a lot of fun working with you too.
And but it's for totally good reasons. He's not being fired for anything like that.
Let me make that clear. I have not been fired yet. No. We still got 6 hours.
We're gonna retroactive fires.
Yeah.
Travis is going on to a dream of his in the same way that Star Citizen is a dream of mine, I'd say. And we're super proud of him and excited for him, and totally sad that we're losing him. And Chelsea, of course, you gotta get in here.
Yeah. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, I blocked you. Yeah, come cry on
You're crying in secret.
This is good television.
This is open development cries.
Yes, exactly. The tears are real.
There's no secrets here.
Talking about leaks. I'm leaking right now.
That's it.
How long have you had that one?
Yep.
It's over.
Cool. If there are 2 more people dedicated to this, then I don't know who they are. You guys have been incredible, and we're gonna miss you so much.
No, it's been a real pleasure. I'm really proud of the studio. I'm really proud of everybody here. I'm proud of everything we've accomplished, and I think we're in good hands too. So I think things are gonna go really well. I'm really excited. Cool. Well, later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and
play this Happy Pikachu song.
everybody on Reddit owes that guy they called a troll a big apology, because though he may still be a troll, he was in fact correct.
We've been following that.
Yes, we've been following that. And the screen died.
You're still on.
looking out for the Reddit trolls.
Yep, exactly. I gotta look after my people. But yeah, and the ironic part of the whole thing is that then that thread devolved into like, oh no, you're retarded. There's actually a Travis Day working at Blizzard, but I actually will be going to Blizzard, so it's all true in a way.
That was the most amazing coincidence.
Yeah, that
ever.
was the weirdest coincidence.
Now there's going to be 2, and that will be confusing.
I actually accidentally Facebook friended that Travis Day, and he accepted, which was even more awkward.
Nice. And then you saw that he was like totally bald, and
He
you were
had
like,
one of those ambiguous like pictures, and I was like, oh, that's probably the Travis that I know.
I accidentally emailed the other Travis an FPS question.
Or was that?
No.
Wait, what's that?
Why don't you guys reach out to him, because we could use a new Travis.
Also, there is a question of who's going to look out for the Reddit trolls now. That will be me.
Yeah, nice.
Because I am a big troll. I cannot be trusted. Remember this when I answer your questions.
The only thing you can trust Alyssa to do is not be trusted.
Yes.
All right, it's 12:01.
All right, guys.
You're a liar.
We
Alright,
have, don't turn it off just yet.
Yeah,
We have the Ephosaurus live streaming right after this, and he's got a couple giveaways for you guys. So in all of this sadness, there's some happiness coming afterwards. So
And we should also say we've got a very, very cool sale post later today. If you have no interest in flying a space bus, I've heard it called by various trolls. If you have no interest in flying a space bus, it's going to reveal a lot about how the background of our universe works. So
The ship is super cool.
I
And I think the design post coming with is going to be
Yeah,
cool.
and I also want to say this is probably the most ambitious, for lack of a better term, marketing thing we've put together so far. So please go check it out. It would make me happy, and I would love you forever and ever.
It's a prereq to joining her pirate guild.
It is actually.
Yeah.
It is. I will find out if you visited the page or not.
All right.
bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Click it.
Click.